Our man, Eron.
Freedom for Council Eron. Freedom for Council Eron.
Freedom for Council Eron. Freedom for Council Eron.
No, let the lawyers come in. At least a lawyer. At least a lawyer. Plus the MP.
Just hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm saying they want to open
The council, at least the council.
What if you take him to the chamber?
Here we came to receive the ruling on the various applications that had been filed to seek the freedom of Council Eron Kiiza. First of all, the judge then first said that today was not the date for the ruling. And he stepped out. When he came back, Mr. Eron Kiiza had been brought by the prison authorities. So eventually we ended up before the judge. The judge then asked whether we had complied with the service and filing of affidavits and written submissions, which on our part we confirmed. The state attorney claimed that he had not received some of the submissions. But then he said that in any event, the various applications all seek the same remedy, and apparently that whatever he had filed is enough to dispose of all the applications. The judge then asked us to summarize the gist of our argument, which we did. It's a very simple argument that all convictions and sentences by General Court Martial in respect of civilians like Eron Kiiza, which were challenged, and in the case of Kiiza by an appeal, were nullified by the Supreme Court. So we asked the judge to restore Eron Kiiza's freedom by ordering for his immediate and unconditional release. The judge and the state attorney at some point were of the view that this matter should go to the criminal division of the High Court. And our reply was simple. The matter we had brought before the judge was not a criminal appeal. It was not a criminal revision. It was not to interrogate the sections under which Eron Kiiza had been convicted and sentenced, but rather a matter to enforce the right of Eron Kiiza to his freedom, a freedom that the Supreme Court had, in its ruling in the Kabeas case, declared. So the judge has set Monday 2 o'clock to give his ruling. We hope that this time round it will be ready. It's unfortunate that this straightforward matter is taking us another one more week.
Counsel, the statement maintains Counsel Eron Kiiza is serving a lawful sentence in prison and that any matters that were against him stand as is today.
No, there's no lawful sentence. Once the sentence was appealed, the judgment of the Supreme Court had a retrospective effect of nullifying that sentence. The word retrospective is a simple English word which we believe that everybody understands. Something retrospective is that it works backwards. Okay? So, the effect of the judgment of the Supreme Court was to work backwards and nullify the conviction and sentence of Eron Kiiza. And the simple thing we're asking the judge is, can you make that order to release a lawyer who is in effect illegal detention now?
We do a briefing.
Tubadde tulowooza nti omulamuzi Justice Singiza olwaleero anaawa ekiragiro ekiyimbula Counsel Eron Kiiza, naye tekisobose. Omulamuzi ne Setatone balabise ng'empapula ezimu ze twateeka ku kooti tebanaziyitamu bulungi. Omulamuzi n'atusaba tumunyonyole mu bufunze nsonga ki gye tuleeta mu maaso ge. Ne tumunyonyola nti mu musango gwa Kabaziguka Supreme Court yasalawo nti omuntu yenna atali muserikale eyasingizibwa emisango n'asalirwa naye n'ajulira nti emisango egyo kooti yagimenyawo, n'olwekyo teri nsonga mu mateeka lwaki Eron Kiiza akyali ekitale mu kkomera, era ne tumusaba amuyimbule. Omulamuzi atuwadde olw'ebbalaza olujja saa 8 okuwa ensala ye. Tusuubira nti ku olwo Counsel Eron Kiiza anaddizibwa eddembe. Ky'onookibuuza mulamuzi, kubanga ekimu kyabadde alowooza nti si yandibadde mu mitambo gy'omusango guno nti gwandigenze mu criminal division, naye tumumuwabudde nti Eron Kiiza tazze kujulira, tazze kwemulugunya kawaayiro ki court martial ke yakozesa okumusalira. Azze kutegeeza kooti nti Supreme Court yasazaamu ebyo byonna ebyakolebwa, n'olwekyo ab'ekkomera tebalina tteeka mwe bamukuumidde. So tekyetaagisa ate kumutwala mu criminal division kubanga tagenda kwewozaako, takyalina kyakwewozaako. So tusuubira nti omulamuzi olwaleero akitegedde bulungi, kasuubire nti anaatuwa ensala gye tusuubira, tunaalabagana ku Mande.
The usual tricks of benevolent military or leaderships or dictatorships. Benevolent military dictatorships want to depict themselves as democratic and use the people's institutions and the state institutions to rubber stamp, what is going on in their mindset. Basically, to make sure that they make power a preserve of themselves and their cohorts or families, and not a preserve of the sovereign, who are the people. And as it has been elsewhere, NRM cannot be different. It is happening to them. Deny or not, they will have to use the institutions of government, the arms of government, to rubber stamp the very, very bad developments in their mindset that they have got to hold on to power and make it their preserve and sink in the whatever of power, what we call that power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And now NRM caucus will be used, parliament will be used, parliamentary sessions will be used. Now you can see how the judiciary wanted to come out of that, but still they can't. The Supreme Court pronounced itself, but now it is being harangued and whipped, forcefully or otherwise, to ensure that they toe the line that military court martials must be the order of the day.
Where does this leave the citizen, those in the opposition in particular?
The biggest loser is the citizen, who are the sovereign. The sovereign loses. And those in opposition have to suffer the political persecution that they must under benevolent dictatorship, under any form of dictatorship. And indeed this is going on. Kiiza Besigye is an epitome of that happening. But still, the country sits on a time bomb. That's why for the DA says, we've got to speak to each other if we are not going to throw our country on the flames, in the flames. Because if you do so, you are now taking the destructive path Habyarimana took, Bashir took, Assad took, Gaddafi took, Saddam took, and everyone else. The examples are clear. If we don't talk to each other, we cannot turn the Mukavias of the day into the Mutesas. We've got to do that if we are going to borrow from what Moi did, how he was helped by the opposition, the Kibakis, the Odingas, and the dissenting voices within Kano, that is the Saitotis and the rest, and Kamodos. Now, Nyerere did the same with the Muremas, who were part of the same ruling Chama cha Mapinduzi, but eventually helped him get a lease of life and die as a statesman. How J. Rawlings was helped by his people, whom he used to slap, the strong man J. Rawlings, and died now as a statesman. And an example of Africa. How Olusegun Obasanjo was helped by the same colleagues, military colleagues, after seeing the example of Abacha, which was nasty for Nigeria and elsewhere. These examples have been elsewhere. Today, those countries, Ghana, the leading one, have got a new lease of life. A new lease of life. A secured future. Unlike Habyarimana's Rwanda, Dagalo or Bashir's Sudan, and all those other examples that I've given.
Gracias.
Thank you.